me, Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop out. And I hope I will not have to record an insert into this video. It's always dangerous when you pre-record a news video. I only try and do it 24 hours in advance because who knows or dares to dream what could happen. Oh, look, it just froze. My big news, however, something that I am very excited about, nothing to do with Doctor Who. Well, kind of parenthetically to do with Doctor Who. I'm getting a new computer. It was my birthday this week, and my wife has ordered me a nice swanky new iMac one with the. And I've been reading up about it because not having one makes it much worse if you read about it, and it's gonna apparently be very good. It's got like this M1 chip that like flies along. So hopefully this is one of the last videos you're gonna see lots of freezing going the way through it. You know, it is the middle of summer. We should thaw out, but that's not my news. Actually, I've got a lot more news. If you want to know more about my news, go and well, I'm putting this out on Friday. Go and look at my live stream of last night. I got a lot of news, but you know, this is a Doctor Who news video. Hopefully, as I said, there won't be any more news between now and when I'm recording it, which is Thursday, and I'll be publishing it, which is Friday. But yeah, we have a lot to get to. Before we get to it, you can hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. All those things are Fandom, triple, quadruple, dozy. Thank you very much. I am very grateful for all. I am very grateful for all your support. It's bizarre. Now, YouTube, I wish I could remember the number. Right, I really should write it down with it. YouTube have kept me for like 2 or 3 months at the same subscriber level. It's really weird because it keeps going up, then goes down, then goes up, and you can see the algorithm fiddling with it, like, oh no. And also, you know, I do talk about stuff they don't like, you know, like truth and reality. Not big into that, YouTube. Very grateful for the platform that I am. So if you haven't yet subscribed, you're going to hit that subscribe button. I need like, I think if I get to, I don't know what it is. It's like 3,500. I've been like at 3,480 or something. I'm 20 shy of whatever it is, right? If everybody hits the subscribe button now, who doesn't, I can pop through that, and I think my channel growth would start again. Subscribe me over on Rumble as well. Rumble, I do a bit better at. I mean, the trouble is there's nobody bloody on Rumble, so well, very, very few people on Rumble. We have to wait for the entire infrastructure to implode before people head over there. And you know what? I'm kind of on board for that. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are very, very good. Thank you very much. Sign up my Substack, my email newsletter, to find out where you can find me after I am bad. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, but I mean, it did for a week or so, but I think it's probably coming again in these fraught political times. Why are they fraught political times? Because there's an election. But there's always an election. Yes, that's why we're always living in fraught political times. So like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, and sign up to my paid Substack, where I put out more comic books. Right, that's basically what I do. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. Fine! Let's start looking at the news. So the first story, something I predicted a while ago. Actually, my first, not prediction, hope. My first, like, real hope was that we are going to see a Christmas special this year, 2022. I'm always positive that is not happening, right? I'm always positive under no circumstances are we see that. We've heard from everybody that starting November 2023 for the anniversary. I doubt we're seeing anything before then. We don't know what form this anniversary special or special is going to take. You know, they're filmed scenes for the anniversary. We don't know what that means, right? We don't know what that means. But when are we seeing Ncuti Gatwa? That's the question. So there was quite a strong indication that somehow he's going to tie into the Neil Patrick Harris, David Tennant stuff that's being recorded. What indicated that? Neil Patrick Harris says, "Oh, I met Ncuti. What did he say? And he's beautiful and a gay Doctor Who." I really hope they're talking about the actor. And look, God bless you, mate. I'm happy you have whatever sex life that you want. I'm not so on board for the character being being gay. I just I'm not happy with the idea of Doctor Who sucking a dick, right? Now, that might be somebody's fan fiction, right? You might... I got in trouble for this, right? When was it? About a year or two ago? Not real trouble. I did a video about not turning Captain Kirk bisexual, because, let's be honest, Captain Kirk is very, very, very heterosexual, as played by William Shatner anyway. Very, very, very heterosexual. And so somebody got in touch with me and said, listen, it's not fair that you say that. A lot of people have that, headcanon of being shagged by Captain Kirk. Apparently, I mean, gay people. I'm sure women as well. I don't know. And by me saying it categorically can't happen, they found that upsetting because they want to imagine it happening. Okay, whatever. But I don't think he's gay, right? I mean, I think Ncuti Gatwa was gay. I've never seen him be gay. I don't know if my parents are straight. Honestly, I never saw them have sex, but I'm pretty sure they were, right? Unless you see it, you don't really know, and I don't really want to see. Whatever. I'd like to think they're talking about the actor, not the character. Anyway, we're probably seeing him in the anniversary specials, whatever they may be. But are we getting the return of a Christmas special? And I think it's somewhat inevitable. I mean, Rusty Davis really, really had the nonce to work out that was like British television royalty. That was the gold standard you needed to get to have a good, influential, strong show, right? And he got that straight away because he understands TV. He understands it. You know what I think he understands? I mean, other than being able to write, which is a pretty good skill, a skill that we haven't seen in Doctor Who for quite some time. But it's because I think he understands people, right? I understand he's a loony lefty, right? He's a lefty lovey loony. They all are. Everybody is, I was watching, what was that movie? Woody Allen movie, Manhattan, last night. It's got this beautiful Gershwin soundtrack and these wonderful shots of New York and Manhattan as you go in. And it's just absolutely beautiful. But then I forgot the whole story is about him dating this 17-year-old. Clearly, he was talking about dating a 14-year-old in real life. Hindsight was somewhat Jimmy Saviling it. So I had to stop watching it. How did I get there? What was I? I started bringing that for a reason, and I can't remember. Never mind. You know what? My mind is a mystery even to me. Anyway, I digress. The Christmas special, I mean, it's almost certainly coming back. I think the BBC has little to no say in what's going on, and it doesn't seem like the BBC have that great a relationship with Rusty Davis. He seems to have taken over Doctor Who, and the BBC has no say other than that's where it's going to air. I'm not even sure they're allowed to schedule it themselves, right? I think Rusty Davis is like, Saturday, please. Saturday and Christmas, right? I think that's where we're going back to. Anyway, so we had this article, when was it? Yesterday come out? Boink. I got it from a few different outlets. Metro seemed to be, I mean, it's a free rag, isn't it? They give away on the underground in England. But that seems to be the most official source so far. Doctor Who's iconic Christmas special could be set for a big comeback in 2023. That's not really, they're not really putting their neck out there for. They're not really putting their neck on the line. Could be, Doctor Who could be a giant pink balloon. Could be. Not very likely. I mean, actually, it is nowadays, but, back in the age of sanity. Written by Charlotte Manning. I wonder if Charlotte Manning is related to Bernard Manning. Wouldn't that be weird if she is? I know, Charlotte, so let's see what you got to say. Doctor Who could be set to revive its beloved festive episode next year, according to new reports. And it was beloved, right? Even when they were shit. Dr. Mysterio, I'm looking at you. That was the worst, right? That was the worst. There's between Dr. Mysterio and the one with The Caretaker, was that what it was called with Matt Smith? It was, when it had in name checked. Did it name check Androzani in that one? Yeah, those two. But this one, picture up here, Christmas Carol. Fantastic. I think that was the best one, right? That was my favorite anyway. But yeah, Rusty Davis loves a bit of Christmas. Me too, mate. Me too. I love Christmas. The BBC sci-fi series is one of the broadcaster's biggest hitters. Well, it was. And it's said to undergo another revamp when Ncuti Gatwa joins as the 14th Doctor. Excuse me, at no point have we ever said he's going to be the 14th Doctor. Maybe he is. Maybe. I somewhat doubt it. I think that the lack of Rusty Davis saying that seems to indicate that no. He is not the 14th Doctor. His arrival coincides with the return of showrunner Rusty Davis. Well, he did hire him. I mean, yeah, there is a reason that he coincides. Showrunner who has headed up for the first few series of the reboot back in 2005. Darling, it was a revival, and can you say 2005? No, obviously too accurate for you. Now it's been speculated that there is another change set to thrill fans, the potential return of a Christmas Day episode 2023. And really, what indicator did we need more than that Chris Chibnall is a talentless, brainless hack? I mean, he really is. How did you... I mean, like, when he gave up the Christmas episode the first year, Stephen Moffat said, "Oh, sorry, go, I better write something." I love that Christmas special, right? I do. I really do. I know people hate it. I know people think it was disrespectful to Hartnell. I thought it was very loving, right? I thought it was very loving. I like that. I like the cap to the Capaldi era. I love that episode. I think, where is Doctor Who going to go to die, right? Where's his last stop going to be? Other than the World War I Christmas truce, right? Brought on by the people, not the people in power, right? Of course, that's where Doctor Who's going to go. While the show has aired New Year's Day special in recent years, fans have been missing the traditional episode, which hasn't aired since 2017. Yes, when the moron Chibnall took over. Countless Chibnall. What's a C word that indicates like criminally that indicates malfeasance, like criminally over, what's the word I'm looking at? Over promoted criminal. No, I'll think of a word at some point. It's believed that it's possible that Shooter's Run as the Doctor could mark the return for these beloved yearly installments. It's a smart idea. I mean, boy, will they own TV that night? I mean, everyone's going to want to say, especially, right? They come in with the David Tennant specials, and they're good. It doesn't matter if Yasmin Finn is in it. It doesn't matter. Basically, nothing really matters as long as people are entertained. And you as a Doctor Who fan go, well, of course it matters to me. Yeah, it might matter, but I think it'll be Doctor Who, right? Doctor Who and its DNA. But it doesn't really matter. If you put something out that people enjoy, it will be huge on Christmas. You know why? Because nothing is being put out that people bloody enjoy right now, because everything is just poorly written, right? According to TV Zone, not the TV Zone of yore, right? The spin-off of Starburst magazine, which itself was a unreadable rag, but God bless it. According to TV Zone, there are thought to be initial talks taking place about whether the show could return to the coveted slot. Rusty Davis says, we're going out on Christmas. And BBC said, but we've got to check out the exclusive department, and we've got to check out boxes and tickets, and we're going out on Christmas. Okay. I think that's basically how it's going to go. Negotiate. Yeah, please. The outlet reports there is speculation of ongoing discussions between the Doctor Who production headed by Russell and BBC bosses. Yeah, we're putting out on Christmas. But don't we want to do our disabled black lesbian alternative Christmas special where we all sit round with bags on our head and cry? Because, we're white guilt. That sort of thing. And Rusty Davis like, no. We're going out on Christmas. Well, there's currently no information on whether talks have been taking place. We would absolutely love to see this happen. I mean, this is journalism in 2022, right? This is modern day journalism. We don't know anything. Somebody said something on Twitter, and now we're being paid to write a story about it. Well, if you're being paid to write a story about it, I'm not being paid to comment about the story that you're writing about it. So there you go. Anything else? There's already been a huge amount of love and response to Shooter's casting, with the likes of Ryan Gosling, Neil Patrick Harris, and Christopher Eccleston singing his praises. Christopher Eccleston will sing the praises of bloody anything and anyone at any time, other than if they ever voted Tory, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if Mother Teresa Mother's Day. Oh, look, I just saved all these children. I said, oh, that's nice. Yeah, they're all starving. I saved them all. I looked after them and given them homes. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, and in 1973, I voted Tory. You cunt! Right? That's exactly how it would go with Christopher Eccleston. Screenwriter Rossi Davis said keeping shooters casting a secret was a spectacular operation. Well, he didn't do it for long. It was like 2 or 3 months, maybe. And the reveal took a hell of a lot of planning. Okay. Really? Okay, maybe. It just seems like you told everybody at an award ceremony. I mean, that didn't seem to be that much planning. The fact that we had to do all this secret meant that we were rattling with tension, said the production note column in Doctor Who magazine, which is back already. Even before Rusty Davis is back. Not only had Shooter's name not been leaked, but he hadn't even been guessed. Right? I mean, I thought it was going to be that Fady bloke from Class, because it seemed to be that Rusty Davis wanted a darker tint, washboard abs, right? That's what he wants for this Doctor, a darker skin colour and washboard abs. I think Fady was the guy who thought he had it in the bag, and then wanted to shoot it, and I'm pretty sure he gave a pretty darn good audition, right? So that came from TV Zone. Also from TV Zone, a little bit update to Rusty Davis. Now, you know, remember when I said he's a bit of a lefty-lovey, right? Well, they all are, aren't they? So about a month, what was it? A month ago, he gave this speech at an award ceremony saying, "Ooh, Tories bad. Ooh, they want to kill you. If you're gay, Tories want to suck your blood and eat you. They want to make you into a food bank. Oh, Tories are evil." Something like that. And if that sounds extreme, it's probably less than what he said, right? So now BBC have thrown Rusty Davis under the bus. So this is an indication of the fractious relationship between the BBC and Rusty Davis. Because if you ever watched, if you've got the season 22 Blu-ray box set, which is excellent, right? I'm coming up to my last review of that. It's absolutely excellent. There's a great interview with Michael Grade on it. And he was talking about the culture of the BBC. They will never, ever, ever, ever admit they're wrong, right? They're never, ever, ever, ever going to admit they're wrong under any circumstances ever. That's never, ever going to happen. So that they're admitting that Rusty Davis is something wrong means that in their mind, he's not part of the BBC. Right, so let's look at this. New BBC admit it broke its own impartiality guidelines over an interview with Doctor Who's Rusty Davis on the BAFTA red carpet and its inclusion in the reports package later that day. The remarks in question was Rusty Davis' comments that the government plans to sell Channel 4. Okay. Who did I see was being touted as the new host in Countdown? It was somebody I wouldn't expect, right? I really can't remember. Rusty Davis comments, and of course it was made on a channel, made on a channel that the government is going to sell off, while they're also planning on getting rid of the BBC licensing. Russell, mate, you know as well as I do, right? And this is, I believe that you know as well as I do, the BBC have destroyed themselves, right? You know it's their bloody fault, right? You know as well as I do, because the BBC have destroyed themselves, right? You know, they stopped making programs that entertained a nation and really went headlong into lecturing a nation, yeah? And it's incredible. The people lecturing are mindless losers who have only failed, right? It's incredible. And I think that's a fair criticism, like mindless loser that only failed. How would you describe Piers Wenger? Oh, a mindless loser who's only failed, right? But yeah, look, the millennials are taking over, and boy, if you ever read H.G. Wells' Time Machine, or seen the movie, which is more along my line, at the end of it, we see how humanity is spread into, changed into two species. You got the Iluai, the very soft, very unprepared, and very defenseless Iluai, who really can't do anything other than sit around a lot, and the evil Morlocks that live underground and they control everything. Yeah, this is how the species diverge. We're looking at it right now. Okay, that's what's going on. And of course, it was made on channel with the Kaselov, while they're also planning to get rid of the licensee. So, if you like shows like this, go and vote differently. That's what I say. No, I like shows like this, and those shows like that will always, always, always survive because they're good quality, right? High quality. Well, the most egalitarian thing in the world is the marketplace. They don't give a damn about anything other than being entertained. That's why I say it really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters with the Russell T Davies's new Doctor Who is if people like it, if they're entertained, and that's it. That is really it. BBC said the strong political view it included was not balanced by any reflection of government policy during the news channel's coverage of the BAFTAs. I don't know. I mean, look, BBC, mate. This was very clearly Russell's commentary, right? This wasn't gospel, right? This was Russell's bloody commentary, that's all. So if you like shows like this, go and vote. During the reflection of the news channel's balance cover of the BAFTAs this evening, and was therefore in breach of BBC's requirement to show impartiality on politically controversial matters. Okay, no one thinks you do that, BBC. Like, it's not nobody. I mean, nobody thinks. Oh yeah, BBC completely politically neutral. Shut up. Russell was referring to Channel 4 series "It's a Sin" in his remarks. Okay, but again, this shows that BBC, in my opinion, BBC and Russell T Davies are not on the singing from the same hymn sheet, right? Next up, weird story. Chris Marshall said, I am not Doctor Who. Chris Marshall said, it would be an honour to star in Doctor Who. Yeah, it would, but, okay. This is a name that flew about since before Jodie officially quit. And we knew, weird thing is, we knew it got good 6 to 8 months. So, like, the Mirror broke the story, and they just didn't say anything, right? So Chris Marshall's always a name on the shortlist. He never really struck me as being very Doctor Who-y to me. He didn't have that quirky nature. Companion, yeah, listen, if you want to recast Ben, right, who would be Polly? Ooh. Okay, Ben and Polly in 2022. Chris Marshall, as long as he can do the Cockney. Come on, Duchess! And Jess Bush, the woman who played the Nurse Chapel in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Yes, right. That man, that would actually be quite good. Put in a bit of Fraser Hines playing the second Doctor, and boy, I think I'm quite up for that. I would totally watch that. Chris Marshall has repeatedly been Booker's favourite to play the Doctor. Yeah, I don't know why. He's famous. There's an empty role going. Okay. Whenever there's a vacancy at the helm of the TARDIS, it seems that Chris Marshall's name enters the conversation. Yeah, it did, right? Yes, it often did that. And the actor has now weighed in on the forum and saying, it's an honour to be considered for Doctor Who. You weren't. I mean, you weren't by anybody who matters. You weren't. The actor was speaking with the Radio Times and other press on the set of Sandition Season 2. Again, never heard of it. It's where he also praised the sci-fi series being a really integral show in this country. Well, it was, right? Until they actively destroyed it. Look, I'm looking at him again. He could totally be Ben Jackson, couldn't he? Marshall said it's an honour to be considered for what is a really integral show in this country. He just said that. I mean, it feels like I got Alzheimer's, right? Oh no, if it had Alzheimer's, I wouldn't notice I just said that. It feels like the writer has Alzheimer's, right? Marshall for integral shows country and other countries as well. One that's so long running with such a brilliant history. To be someone to take on that rich mantle, or even be considered for it, is a brilliant honour. Well, I'm glad you had a bit of a brilliant honour. But if somebody had approached me to do such a brilliant thing, rich historical part like that, then I would probably have done my research, and I've never seen it, never watched it. Yeah, that's a sign you might not be the right person for Doctor Who. Now, I'm not saying it has to be a fan to be Doctor Who, not at all. I'm saying Doctor Who normally appealed to the more intelligent people in the world, and it just did. I'm sorry, because it's a little bit smarter, right? A little bit cleverer. That's probably why. Who was it? David Tennant and Capaldi watched Doctor Who. Matt Smith would have done if he wasn't brought up in the wilderness years. It's not that they acknowledge a Doctor Who. Well, it did inform their portrayal. But again, it's more they were smarter and they were able to have a cleverer take on the role, which is what you need. You need to be pretty smart to play the Doctor. I think, as Jodie Whittaker has absolutely demonstrated, don't you? You need to be slightly smarter to play the Doctor effectively. Fine, he's never watched it. But Matt Smith, I mean, again, he might be smart. I have no idea. No idea at all. Matt Smith clearly was. He sat down, watched them, and brought out that incredible portrayal that we all loved, right? We all absolutely adored. Then comes Marshall recently and says he's never been approached for the role. It's great to be considered. Were you? No. Explaining the rumours has spread because I left Death in Paradise around the same time Peter Capaldi left Doctor Who, so the tabloids put 2 and 2 together and made 5. That's what they normally do, isn't it? Marcel shouldn't have to fend off too many rumours for the time being. Not only the show fully staffed, but both Ncuti Gatwa, new Doctor. At least they're writing not a 14th Doctor, new Doctor, and David Tennant's returning Doctor, is he? Set to lead the show over the next couple of years. But Marshall has his hands with the actor is currently appearing on screens. Sam Dishon is busy leading his own Death in Paradise spin-off, Beyond Paradise. Yeah, I've never seen Death in Paradise. Really no interest in it whatsoever. I knew it had the cat in it from Red Dwarf, right? That's basically all I could really tell you about that. So, yeah, I mentioned Matt Smith just now. And, yeah, his fantastic portrayal of the Doctor. So, with David Tennant coming back, people think, is Matt Smith coming back? Is Matt Smith? I hope so. That'd be great. But Matt Smith pours a bit over cold water on that. Matt Smith thinks he might be too old to return to Doctor Who. Behave! What's wrong with you, mate? No, you're not. I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree. I think you're just right to play Doctor still. I mean, look, it's not like you look that much older. You've aged pretty well over the 10 years? Oh, please. They'll dye your hair. Or you could if you really start looking old, then you can be the Trenzalore Doctor who takes a holiday or something. Who cares? Who cares? You can absolutely still play the Doctor. Actually, I'm kind of intrigued to see his new Game of Thrones show. I will be reviewing it in depth on the channel. I think I'll be doing that to She-Hulk as well, because it looks like it's going to be awful. Smith was speaking to promote this new Game of Thrones prequel, House of Dragon. Man, yeah. Now, what was destroyed more, Doctor Who or Game of Thrones? I think Game of Thrones, because Doctor Who at least had the history that made it survive. Game of Thrones just frazzled, right? If this new show doesn't enthrall people in the same way the original did, and it won't, and they got to give it a few seasons to pick up, I forget it, right? Absolutely forget it. With Doctor, what they really should do with Game of Thrones, incidentally, is just say, okay, we're refilming seasons 6 and 7, and they're going to be about four or five seasons long, right? It's going to be, we've got about at least 3 or 4 seasons worth of material there. We'll reuse the footage that we shot for these turgid 2 seasons, maybe, but we're going to get rid of the Westeros Express and a bunch of the stupid stuff that Dan and Dave did, when clearly they weren't off their nut on cocaine. Clearly that never happened. With Doctor Who's 6th anniversary fast approaching and David Tennant's return to the show already confirmed, all eyes are now on whether other Doctors will from the past will be popping up as part of next year's celebrations. It'll be fun. One of the previous stars who is most clamour for is Matt Smith. Well, we love Matt Smith, 11th Doctor, right? Tennant's successor, who led the show from 2010 to 2013. Wow, it felt like longer, but it was wonderful. Now fans have a bit more sense of how Smith feels about a return. He was asked in the recent feature for Rolling Stone UK about whether he would return to Row. While he seemed open to the idea, he did have some caveats. Look look at him. He could totally just change your bloody, put a different wig on. You're the Doctor. Will you shut up? Oh, I'm too old. No, you're not. Shut up. Smith said, returning, maybe if it were the right script. I mean, I don't know if I've got too old now. No. But it'll be right. Well, wouldn't you do a bit of Big Finish? You can be as old as you like there. In an interview, Smith also spoke about Tennant's return to the show, saying, it makes sense because Rusty Davis is back as a showrunner. What a doctor, what an actor, what a bloke. You know, I do agree with you, actually. Yeah, he is pretty darn good. I was thinking if they did a live-action Dan Dare TV show, they're like, who would play Dan Dare? I'm like, oh, you need a David Tennant type. And I thought, well, probably just David Tennant then. But, you know, that's kind of what you would want with that. And before calling a totally seminal Doctor, I mean, he was, but I think Matt Smith was more so. So he's plugging Game of Thrones. Recently said in an interview, a Hollywood Reporter, he wanted to subvert expectations with his character on the page. Damon could really be one thing. Okay, fine. They're talking about Game of Thrones. Fine, I'll watch it. Leave me alone, okay? I'll watch it. I assume you'll be quite good, right? So here's another little story that I found confusing, right? I have no idea what this is. This has been flying around Twitter for quite some time. July, a month or so. Cybers Industries. Is this an official BBC thing? We don't know, right? Or official Bad Wolf thing. We don't know. It's some Cyberman thing, and they got a lot of followers already. So it seems to be some faux Cyberman site, right? Some Cybers Industries Cyberman site. It might just be a fan. It might just be a pretty, traditionally lefty-lovey fan. Because it says in the bio, say no to weak, woke, and wasteful emotions. Upgrade today. So there's this thing that people, if you say something's woke and people go, well, what does that mean? It doesn't have a definition. So no, they're playing a game with you. So what that actually means is, yes, it's very woke, but we don't want to admit it, so we're going to pretend woke doesn't exist, and that way we don't have to admit it exists. Woke is, and I say this almost all the time now, so people are clamoring for a good definition, the platforming of unpopular ideology, interlinked with the platforming of very, very, very accepted ideology within on a existing successful franchise. Right, that's what woke is. The second tenet is it almost always comes with a dramatic fall in quality. So so like Netflix's Sandman, was that woke? It's hard to say it was because it was pretty darn good, right? Pretty good, and it was very distracting. I mean, the wokeness was distracting, but the quality of it was pretty good. I think you could say the same about. The Orville, right? The Orville, I think, totally was woke this year, right? Season 3. It was still high quality, so that the drop in quality is not a universal tenet. Yes, happens very, very often. So then, look, I mean, here we see this ad over here. The right to bear arms, Second Amendment upgrade. Again, this is just people not really understanding guns or gun culture in America at all in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I understand if you're coming from Europe or England, you're like, well, why do they all have guns? It's because it's a rebel bloody nation, right? That's how they exist, right? It's like gun ownership to Americans is somewhat akin to monarchy in the UK. I understand many of you are like, abolish the monarchy. I understand many are like, abolish the Second Amendment. But essentially, okay, it comes from there being you having a right to self-defense, right? A right to self-defense, which is inalienable, which comes from something higher than government, right? And essentially, the right to self-defense includes the right to defend oneself against the government. Now, if you look in social media at all over the last few years, I don't live in America. Like, I live in Israel, and I'm very, very happy with the more open and honest government corruption, right? But basically it's like this: if a country's going to be thrown under the bus, so are the elites in this country, right? So because we're all Jews, right? Listen, you can be as elite as you like. Is once you have that some of those Jewy genes, no, you're not being let into the ark. But otherwise, I would recommend everyone. If I lived in America, I would have bought a gun by now. Absolutely. The lawlessness is out of control. But anyway, I digress. So look, this seems to be, a reasonably woke Twitter feed, right? I have no idea what it's about, what it's trying to sell. It doesn't seem like it's trying to sell anything. So I what it's going to be, I really don't know, right? It's been promoted by other YouTube. It's got streaming. I would love to find out what this is. If you know, please let me know too, right? That would be lovely. Next story. Oh yeah, this is a story I wanted to get to. It's been out a couple of weeks before I could get to it. Terrence Dix's celebration event returns in October. Now this sounds fantastic. If I lived in England, I would very much want to go to this. Postponed from its original date in March 2020 by COVID. DWAS, the Doctor Who Appreciation Society, and the Hoovers, I don't know, in partnership with the family of writer Terrence Dix, is staging a special event, Terrence Dix, a celebration at London's Riverdale Studios in October. Yeah, I would so go to this. I would love to go to this. The one-day celebration of inspirational writer and editor Terrence Dix. This one-day event will take place on Sunday, October the 2nd. Riverdale Studios, Hammersmith. The event raises funds for Save the Children. I love that, right? I love us Doctor Who fans having a bit of a social contact. I always loved it in Children in Need when we would all come out, with a big check. Where do they get those big checks from? Do you think they're all printed individually? I don't know. Maybe it's a company that prints big checks. I don't know. Confirmed guests so far, with more to come. Our actor, writer, and Big Finish director and producer Nicholas Briggs. I'm always interested to hear him speak. Paul Cornell. A bit of a douchebag, but a very good writer. Editor, Peter Darville-Evers. Interesting. Prentice Hancock. Actor Prentice Hancock. Marcus Hearn, editor of Doctor Who magazine. Nigel Robson, Edward Russell, Emma Reeves. Robert Shearman. Oh, man. This will be great. This will be a great event. I would love to hear him just go and talk about Terrence Dix. Matthew Seasons, commissioning editor of BBC Audio Range. Oh, a friend of the channel. I can't remember the name. Wrote the latest one that just came out. I hope it's good. Which I maybe success. Michael Stevens, again, and the recipient of the Terrence Dix Award. And the very first recipient of the Terrence Dix Award, Gary Russell. Gary Russell, love you, mate, but your animated reconstructions, not that great, right? Not that great. Autographs will be available on purchase. I'm not paying for any of those that people autograph. Leave me that. They can pay for mine, right? Speaking of fandom, this is also fantastic. Tellus Publishing is planning an Art of Phil Bevan. Now, if you don't remember Phil Bevan, he was a great fan artist, became famous in the 80s and 90s. They did quite a good Doctor Who issue, Doctor Who magazine. It was guest edited by Sophie Aldred, where they did a proposed what Doctor Who would have been like if it wasn't cancelled. And they had, who was it? Richard, I can't remember. The guy from, no, I can't remember the movie it was in either. The one with the pig and the Michael Palin, and they're having bacon or something at a World War II thing when there's rationing. What was the name of that movie? Anyway, him. Even better. Mr. Dursley from the Harry Potter movies, right? So he did an illustration. He did a lot of illustration. He had a very distinctive style. He passed away in 1998. But he was really a face in fandom, where his work was very recognizable. So this is really nice. Tellus Publishing announcing the Art of Phil Bevan. Now tell me more. Tellus Publishing has announced a new book by Stephen James Walker, assembling the Doctor Who art by Phil Bevan, a hugely popular illustrator whose work charted the show in many fanzines. Yes, he was the visual voice of fanzines for a long time. Yeah, when we have fanzines, right? I like the ones that are made on the Staten Island ones that reproduced them before. That's before the days of photocopiers. Wow. But sadly taken far too young, I agree. Best known for his superb and distinctive illustrations for Doctor Who fanzines, magazines and books, Phil Bevan, 1953 to 98. So he was, I was 45 when he died. I thought he was much younger. I thought he was still in his 20s. I mean, look, I'm not going, oh, whoa, you've had your innings, mate, okay? I don't understand. But, yeah, taken too young. Created during the all too short life, an incredible wealth of extraordinary artwork alongside fantasy, science fiction, horror subjects, in which he specialized. He produced many cartoons for advertising and other purposes. Testament to his keen sense of humor. Yeah, okay. Do we have any examples of his artwork here? Oh, yeah, 1 second. Oh, they go. Can I make these bigger? This is making bits of me bigger. I don't know. I can't really make them out because I can't. Can you zoom in on these maybe? No. It's a shame. Okay, just go to downthetubes.net and have a look. Yeah, no, Phil Bevan, fantastic. Oh, I remember that piece with the TARDIS there. I totally remember that. Anyway. Compiled by researcher. Did I miss that paragraph? Testament's keen sense of humor. Compiled by noted researcher Stephen James Walker with full cooperation of the artist estate. The art Phil Bevan is the definitive biography and tribute to the incredible talent. This incredible talent presented with hundreds of high quality reproductions of artwork in black and white and color, including for the first time a comprehensive collection of his celebrated Doctor Who output and a generous sampling of his other work, much of it previously unpublished. The art of Phil Bevan, hopefully will be available this year. It should be an essential addition to bookshelves of all Doctor Who fans and anyone with taste for brilliant genre work. I agree with you, right? I agree with you. How much are they charging for it? Wow, £40. Oh, plus another 15-20 on shipping if I want to get it to Israel. Stephen James Walker has authored and co-authored an average of one book a year since the 90s. Many of them about BBC's acclaimed Doctor Who. Hank Jason Undercover is his 13th title. And has okay, fine. This is just his bio, right? Just his bio. Finally, Tom Baker was trending today, right? Tom Baker was trending. I couldn't work out why. He's not dead, thank God. I think it might be down to this. This is quite a pleasant way to end, right? This is a pleasant way to end. Tom Baker with a bunch of kittens, right? Where'd he go? Come back up. Tom Baker with a bunch of kittens. Just kind of like, I don't know. It just seems to be right? This just seems to be the right way to spend one's life. We love you, Tom Baker. The kittens love you. Presented without commentary, other than it's wonderful, right? Other than it's wonderful, and I really, really, really like it. So there you go. That's the news. If there are any other big news stories, they would have been inserted at the beginning of the video. Not much. Actually, there's a few other things that I can go into, but we'll get into them on live streams at some point. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.